Well, we made it through the solar eclipse. That was very exciting. A lot of expectations. Hopefully yours were met. It'll continue. The energy around it will continue. I felt the anxiety build up and build up as we approached it. And hopefully that was just me and I wasn't tuned into a lot of people, but I think that's what is going on. So the anxiety, now it peaked. Now we're going to use this energy to move forward, eliminate what you want, cautious, slow and steady. Like I said yesterday, wins the race. I have my cards today. Today's going to be about politics. Again, thank you for coming by. This is ArtsyWisdom. My name is Diane, and I'm going to be busy. We're traveling. Some of you know that I'm a newly minted snowbird, and so we're going to be traveling here in a week or so. And I'm busy packing and getting the house ready and cleaned, and it's exciting, but it's a lot of work. So I am going to just read these cards, and maybe I'll do shorter ones on the trip, or when I get a chance. They won't be these long ones, but I'm excited to talk about U.S. politics, Trump's case starting supposedly on Monday. We'll see. And Arizona, just the abortion ban, the Supreme Court just approved the original law, going back to the original law back from 1860 or something, before Arizona was a state, was a territory. But I'm going to talk about that. And after the election and the impeachment of Mayorkas, the Homeland Security Cabinet Chief. Anyway, we're going to look into that. I'm not feeling that bad about it. Everything's going to be fine. Let's not stress. All going to be good. Just a lot of noise right now. So deep breaths. Okay, let's get started. Before I get started, I'd love it if you subscribed. Thank you. I notice they go up and down depending. I don't know why, but check your subscription and hit the bell, and I appreciate it. Let me know if you have any comments or questions. I still have some to attend to. Some people had gotten some comments about countries that I haven't looked into yet. So thank you very much for that. Thank you for all your likes too, and I really appreciate it. All right, here we are. Let's get started. Now, those of you who don't know, I sometimes see images that are related to food or desserts. And in the past, I've seen Trump as a chocolate-covered cake, orange cake filling, but he had like a ganache on top, chocolate ganache with gold foil, little bits. And at some point, it fell off the top of the fridge, and it fell on the floor and it got smashed. It's still in chunks, and here's the picture of it. But now when I think about him in that hush money case, the trial that's coming up, I immediately saw stabbing. In the past, Nikki Haley had been a licorice. I know this sounds weird, and part of it, but he is now by himself on the floor, still in his chunks, and some of it has been upheld in the back, or it's a little bit more supported, but he is still broken. Because what I imagine when he was a president, he was whole, and when he started off, he had a good reputation. Well, his reputation was not damaged at all until he made us aware that he was the way he said he was. Anyway, so I see things stabbed into it. And I feel like that is just the first of these cases, this hush money case. It's not the thing that I feel, it's not breaking him apart more, but it's definitely stabbing him or hurting him. I guess that's how it would be. And they're like long sticks. And in the past, Jack Smith, who is an apple pie, by the way, because he's American and sweet. Well, I don't know if he's sweet, but solid, and, what else is as American as baseball and apple pie? No baseball involved. But I think it's him. Even though this case has nothing to do with Jack Smith, I feel like those sticks are him, because he was protecting the election in the past. Gosh, those of you who haven't been here, this is crazy, but this is what I see. Trump's cake getting stabbed. And by not skinny things, thick things. And those aren't going. They're going through it all the way down to the bottom. So let me pull some cards on this case. I know he's tried to delay it and get the immunity, get the judge thrown off. But not happening. The judge, Merchan, not doing anything. So these are my Toth cards, which I love. Ace of Discs. Maybe that is just the beginning. Hush money case. How's that going to go? Seven of Wands. It says value. These are different. And then the Wheel of Fortune, which tells me this is a karmic debt, or it is happening. Nothing's going to stop it. The wheels of justice are rolling. Even though they've been tied down and chained and they haven't been able to leave and move, and now I think they're getting to be rolling. So this is Valor, and this is Mars and Leo, and I look at this as fighting for justice, valor, fighting for the right thing. And Wheel of Fortune in this case is fortune. It's a really awesome card. And Two of Pentacles. So Jupiter and Capricorn. And it says change. The Pentacles, you're used to the other cards that they're about juggling information, juggling items, not sure what to do, robbing Peter to pay Paul, as they say. So maybe they're going to move things around. They're going to request another location, or they're going to try and delay a little bit longer. But nope. We've got 10 of ruin. It's called ruin. It's 10 of swords. Interference, which is the 8 of swords. So what this card means is that he's losing sleep, or they are losing sleep, because they're getting interfered with, and they're trying to make it happen. But it's not going to happen. And notice this Fool card, he's got the lion biting his leg. It's when you take a leap of faith and you try, but you end up running into a lot of problems. And in this case, I think it's going to go through. They're going to throw a bunch of stuff at it. They're going to throw some other legal shenanigans. But it's going to go. And he's going to get really stabbed, or his situation, him. And I can feel he's concerned. But it's funny. I don't feel that he is losing sleep a little bit. I don't feel like he's that worried about this one. Okay. But I think this one is going to start the ball rolling. Start the situation where it's a drip, drip, drip. And those really strong Trump supporters may just start to question. May not completely jump on the no Trump bandwagon, but they're going to start questioning because of all the legal maneuvering, all the things. And they're going to start seeing him in a court, and they're going to say, oh yeah, he is. Because he's required to be there in this particular situation. Not in the civil cases, but here in the criminal case. And this is a criminal case. I do think Michael Cohen will testify. And I don't know if Stormy Daniels will testify. I don't know if she will. I think it's going to be Weiselberg and Cohen and from that end. Okay. But I think he's going to definitely get convicted. There'll be a lot of shenanigans, like I said, in the weeks, but a lot of noise, a lot of blaming. The world's against them. They don't want him to be in the election, a lot of stuff like that. But I think Jack Smith is really got those stakes in him and for the Georgia case. I mean, the documents case in Florida, the document case in Florida, and then the election interference or the insurrection case in Washington. He's like, I can feel his energy is solid. He is not going anywhere. He's going to fight. And he also, he's so intelligent that he's like bobbing and weaving whatever the judge Aileen Cannon does or says. He's ready for whatever she's doing. Okay, so Arizona abortion ban. I'm not laughing. It's just so ridiculous because they overturned Roe v. Wade. They decided, though, well, we don't have a law in place because that was the original law before Roe v. Wade. So then they went back to it, and it's ridiculously old. So, and then there'll be a vote in the fall, and I'm going to pull some cards, but I don't think it'll go back to the 15-week at least, or it may even actually get a little bit more looser in regards to what women are, can manage their own health care and what are the terms at which a person can get an abortion or, eliminate a pregnancy depending on their health, or poor child who was attacked by an uncle or something. So Emperor, Prince of Wands, and Anne, which is the world. Yes, this is another situation where in the fall, it's almost like it's a done deal. The old ways of doing things, they're trying to claw their way back. And I go over this before, as Pluto and Capricorn is the old ways, the old institutions, the old ideas that people don't like change. So we're trying to hold on to what used to be. Emperor, which is generally a Pluto and Capricorn, but Prince of Wands, which is the Knight of Wands, fast, and Eon, which is the world. So, or the universe, depending on what you want to look at it. So it's all going to come to a head in the fall, and prior to the election, there's going to be so much energy building up to the election. But it's going to, let's see, is it going to go to the new create a law, power? Yes. Yeah, there is. There'll be some sad people because people wanted, a small portion of people, but definitely there's powerful people behind getting it codified or created a new one because Roe versus Wade was thrown out. So that's going to work out. Arizona's going to have a big fight, but in the end, it'll be put on the ballot. I think they have 500 or 600 signatures for putting on the ballot, and they need 800,000. So they're getting there, and it's already, and I think they need to have them by July. I mean, this is April, so they'll get them. People will put on the ballot and make sure that we can vote it in. The energy pre-election, now I know Trump is having, and I said this before because I saw this, March and April were really bad for him. Really bad. I can sense it. May, somehow there's a relief, and I don't know because this trial will be over, but I feel like I can see it's like an opening, and then June is okay. And I know they don't have a date for the Georgia case yet, but I think they're trying to get him to be the nominee by July. But I don't sense any darkness then. I feel like it's light for him. End of July and bad. August is bad for him. Really bad. And September, October, it's all bad for him. But he's going to have a reprieve after this particular case, and probably because of all the denials or the delaying of all the other cases. But I wanted to look into what will happen to MTG and all the election deniers. Well, let's just start with MTG. Because I had read or saw that Jack Smith is going to prosecute. He's going to wait till after the election and then prosecute these hangers-on, the Jim Jordans, MTGs, the Paul Gosars, the Matt Gateses, and all of those who were part of the election denier extravaganza. Okay, wait a minute. So I see MTG holding on. I don't know if she's running for election. I do see her holding on and getting reelected. And then after the election, for a while actually, I see her there. No going away. And I think early next year will be when things start to speed up for her in regards to getting indicted or with that group. I think starting in January, February, it's going to begin. That's the image I get, is the energy. Because I see months and I see colors and energy, like are they heavy, are they light? And that's the image I'm getting. But she's definitely in charge. She feels like she's in power. She feels like she's getting everything done. Her and Matt Gaetz are reluctant buddies because they're both wanting to be in control, but they have to work together. And yeah, I think Jack Smith is going to wait till January or February. That's the feeling I see. That is when. It's not going to be December. I think I've said this before. There's a large darkness that happens after the election. And I always thought it was about the election and people not necessarily, well, maybe rioting, but also really small groups of people fighting and perhaps at government buildings and making a statement. And these are the crazies, the extremists, because they'll have been told that it was all a lie and you can't trust it and they're taking it away from you and whatever. I do think so. There's a darkness between November, December that, and I'm trying to think, I don't think it's weather related or some sort of other terrorist thing, but it feels bad like that. It feels dark and heavy. And I see the insurrectionist team, and they're not part of the recovery. So they're being indicted in January. I see them going in January or February. And Jack Smith, and he's going to be really attacked, really, really attacked, because he's going to be in the forefront. I mean, I know he is already now, but I see he's going to really be worried for his safety. There's going to be some sort of a situation. I hope not. I hope I'm wrong. But I think there's something, or maybe it's him and the government and the Department of Justice kind of thing. And he's definitely going to be indicting Trump September, October. I mean, it's going to be moving forward by then. But MTG, okay. So let's see. Will she be indicted? I do feel like it's going to be January, February. Magus. Yep, victory. Oh, yeah. Knight of Cups, yes. So he's taking it upon himself as a mission. That is his job, Jack Smith, to rid the Congress, the Senate of all these insurrectionists. Those of them are anti-American, basically. I think he thinks they're anti-American, anti-democratic, anti-democracy. All right. And will they be able to impeach Mayorkas? I know they sent something to the Senate. The Senate is barely Democratic. And in the fall, if you don't know me by now, Trump isn't going to win. And the Congress and the Senate are going to flip. Senate will still be a smaller proportion, but Congress, I think, is going to be more Democratic, actually. That's going to happen. And I think Hakeem Jeffries will probably be the Speaker of the House. Power. Okay. And that just popped out when I said his name. So there you go. And they won't like it, and they're going to fight him the whole way. But okay, so let's go to Mayorkas, impeachment of Mayorkas. What's going to happen with that? Oh, the Hanged Man. It's not done yet. There's some time. There's some decisions to be made that are, I don't want to laugh because he's being crucified upside down. You see that? So, but it's not going to happen. 10 of Cups. There's a big cooperative, the Senate's not going to approve it. And then it won't go any farther than that. Let's just look, just for giggles. Let's see about the immigration thing. Is this going to change immigration situation? I know it's complicated, and they're not voting on a bill that the bipartisan group got together and found a way to manage all the different parts. But is that going to help the immigration? Debauch. The Hermit. Nope, they're hiding. They are hiding. It's too many. And I think the hiding actually is the immigrants. No, they're not going to, nothing's going to change. There's too many conflicting people that want things to not change. This is futility. And this is blacking. I don't know see, there's stopping the immigration. This is crisscross, the light skirting cross. And the Hermit is usually, a spiritual leader that lives monkish life, and he's a guide and he helps people. But this is more, I think, people sneaking across, unfortunately. So I don't think it's going to change. And there's a desire, but there's too many babies. This is, there's too many babies. That's the image I got. There's a baby on that picture, and there's too many babies. Babies meaning childish behavior babies. All right. I don't like to get into Israel and Gaza because it is such a delicate subject. And I'm not educated enough about it. But I would like to, I do like an energetic evaluation. I have talked about Netanyahu, and I just from looking at him, and I sense he's very corrupt. And he finally got notified by the Biden administration that there are going to be conditions if they don't start sending them weapons still. And if they don't start helping people that are starving and not bombing civilians. And now they're moving to another area, apparently, to try and get more Hamas. All right. So I wanted to see, though, because we've got Iran. Israel bombed their embassy in Syria. So Israel bombed and killed 7 their military leaders, Iranian military leaders in Syria. And then Iran has got a lot of pressure, or it wants to bomb, apparently. I think they backed off. But let me just see if Iran is still going to follow through on their threats. These things are so volatile, obviously. Could change any minute depending on somebody's decision and free will. But let's just say today, will Iran... No, not right now. No. I see Israel here, and on this left, I think that's where Egypt is down on that end. And I'm looking on my map. And I think that's where it's southern Gaza. And Israel is open. I know they want to take over the whole Gaza Strip and take it for their own. Again, they don't want the Palestinian people having that property or that land. Not all of Israelis, but the government, I think, or Netanyahu. So I don't see Iran bombing them back yet anytime soon. So much is going underground. I see all these, obviously there's tunnels all over the place, but it's also symbolic underground communication, underground discussions, decisions, and it's so old. The history there obviously is so old, but also this malignant energy. Like I talked about Haiti before, there's like blood in the dirt, and there's so much anger, and they need outside help to heal the country, or somehow magically or miraculously from within. But in this situation, it's similar, but anger is just, it's aimed outward. Hades is almost aimed inward. This is aimed outward between all the other countries. They all blame each other. I know there's temporary treaties and things, but so as for right now, sorry, I'm going off on tangents. I don't see them bombing anybody right now in Israel. And I think that poor Central Food Kitchen van, that Jose Andres, he's such a good man, and he's just been all over the world where there's been devastation and war and just natural disasters, and he just goes. It's just so sad. I do think that they were targeted. Israel targeted that van because they didn't want the people living. Yep. Again, wow, power. Princess of Swords, yeah. It's a malignancy. It's a malignancy. There's a cancer, and it's growing. It's all under the tunnels. I'm sorry, my nose itches. And it is there. And so, okay, so let's just say next month. What's going to happen? Israel's pulled some of his soldiers or his forces out from southern Gaza, and they're moving them to another area. They're going to kill a lot of... They're going to bomb a lot. It's going to be bad. And while they're doing that, I could see them also doing something else that affects Iran, either in the actual country or something that Iran has that they own, or they are going to hurt. Yeah. Israel's not going to back down. I really don't see them ever backing down anytime soon. But as they keep doing this, the energy for them is going to dwindle over the whole state. Will not, the country won't dwindle, but the energy for this war is going to dwindle. And that's not so crazy to think, but they aren't going to do anything until. So like I said, I think he's going to stay in his position till October. This is interesting. If I had to pick a treat or a piece of food that represented Netanyahu, I saw him as an ice cream cone, which is weird. Maybe because he's white on top, but an ice cream cone that's melting. And, it can be hot in Israel. It's Middle East. That's the feeling I'm getting. He's melting. He's leaving. Not like the wicked rich, but he's not going to be able to hold it together. The cone's there. It'll melt into the cone, so the cone will be there, but eventually it's going to get soggy, and he's going to go. So that's good. And I feel like that will be at least later this year or into next year. Yeah. I think so. This ended up being long, and Mike Johnson, real quick. Mike Johnson, is he going to help with Ukrainian funding? He plays the game so much. He's just such a manipulator. My great and powerful Oz guy, the small, that he's already in the balloon, he's flying away. He's already decided he doesn't care. Wowzers, I keep getting Magus and 3 of Swords and the Sun. Okay. I think he's going to get overruled. And I know they've already decided against Ukrainian funding, or they're making it part of a package deal where they don't have to vote for it. Ukraine. Oh. They're making do. Ukraine is making do. They're struggling, but they also have a deep power and a deep wealth of creativity in there that they're going to make do to. There's a peace card and a hermit. There's some behind the scenes stuff. They're juggling a bunch. Okay. There is going to be some sort of package. They're going to approve. It's not going to be enough. And then Ukraine has to juggle a bunch of stuff and deal with it. And it's just, nothing's going to change greatly until the fall, like September. And then after the election, it'll get more determined. They'll have the higher, but I think free will. Okay.